Right. Once you get the hang of that, you know where all the A's are. Now we're going to go back to the familiar thing that you already know. But now we're going to add this thing called the flat 5. Some people call it sharp 4. It doesn't matter. It's the same note. I just want you to understand that what we're adding is usually called the flat 5, quite often referred to as the flat 5 passing tone or passing note. And that's all we want to do is just play around with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In effect, what you're doing is you're making like a sub pentatonic scale. You're making a 5-note pattern. And what I'm doing is I'm playing with it, aren't I? You know what I mean? I'm playing different rhythms, and I'm going up and down in order. Maybe so you just mess with it. 1, 4, 1, 2, 3 when we add that note. Now that shape is the same from all these A's that you're playing with one exception. And that is the G string, because when we tune, we see that we have to tune when we do the 5-fret tuning thing. Maybe y'all don't know that so much because you're not old enough to have, you know, no tuners everywhere. But the 5th fret's an A, that should sound like the A string, and it follows that pattern. But the G and the B are only 3 letters apart. An A to a D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, D. But a G is G, A, B, 1, 2, 3. So you have to, we don't have a C string, so it's not like, here comes the bride, here comes the bride. But G to B, here comes the bride. It's not, it's here, so we have that little quirk in it. So the A here, 1, 4, 1, 2, 3. The A here, 1, 4, 1, 2, 3. The A here, 1, 4. The A here, 1, 4, 2, 3. But when you're on the G string one, you can still call it 1, 4, 1, 2, 3, but it doesn't work because you got to shift. Now this is something that's good for your technique, to move your finger. I gotta say, every jazz player I've ever met has a more agile first finger than most of the blues guys I know that are like, you know, that finger sort of gets lazy, you know. But you know, if you, there's little exercises, again, separate video. But when you can do this comfortably the same way you can do this, here's the exact same pitch, right? 1, 4, 1, 2, 3. 1, 4, shift, 1, 2, 3. Now that little diamond that you did, whoops. Oops. Sorry. But the A. But you want some money back now. So that's what you want to do next. Then you're just going to sort of follow that round. Now when you do this A, this is the other pattern that you really want to know. It's the other string pair. I said 1, I lied. But you know, you can't go anywhere backwards. You can't go lower than this set down here. But you can realize that if this pattern is the same, from every A, if you look at the top here, you got the long shape, I call it, because it's 4 fingers long. The rest are shorter shapes. You got the 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 4. So below the A, going down in pitch toward the ceiling, up if you like, however you want to say it, you got 2 longs in a row, you know? So going to the A, you got the long. So now you can put a lick using that as a little extension because there's no string to go to. You just go down. Make up something there. So when you're doing your little exercise here, finding the A, now there I just kind of walked back. That note's not what I've talked about yet, but I just added that in. So all you're doing though is you're trying to find these A's and do that little pattern. Flat 5. Oops, so sorry. Talking at the same time. Thinking at the same. go below the A with that long one, can't you? This A here, got a long one there. The other weird one is this one. This A below, you got a long one, but it's, unless you want that sound, you have to think about the quirk between the G and the B. So that's a tricky one there. This one's normal. But that one, I don't know, you gotta find it. You can still use some of those things that you would use here, those technical patterns. And then this note's the one that fits in the pentatonic anyway. And then you just want to put that to a piece of music. First you're danced around, you've done single note solos, and then you just want to, I'll put a backing track on in a minute. This one's good to connect to this position, and then just a stone's throw away is this other A. And that brings you, of course, right back. Now, when you got your first finger here, and the A that we reached for, that brings you to the long one here. Now you're starting to be able to move these things around in a musical way. You just think, what can I do with this, you know? If you know your fifth position pentatonic, the two shorts, two longs. But if you don't, just stick to the one you know. A, any A, you already know it now. Now you don't have to do them in order. In fact, it's kind of harder to try to be disciplined enough to find a lick that goes all the way up and down the fretboard. Leap, go anywhere you want. Just look for A's. You could be doing a little motor. Just messing about, thinking, where do I go next? I don't want to hit a hand clam note like I just did there. But you just think, okay, up to that A. Maybe that, you know, that little house, that little B.B. King extension, the coat hanger. There's the A in that one. Too short, the two longs rather. I find a lot of people don't use this whole second position because they're thinking about it the way this one worked for them. And then they practice this one. It's in the middle of the tonality of the scale that we're talking about, the A minor pentatonic. So they're not thinking about it in a tonal sense. And so they're thinking about it as a shape, you know, as a bunch of little dots on boxes and stuff. But what you want to do is you want to think, okay, the root. But just bend too far if you have to, not enough. You know, sometimes it has to bend. But I'm just thinking, I'm tying that little position in. But for us, you'll start to build out from the root if you do this idea.